He knew that the children were not supposed to defy white people in that part of the country. When the uncle reached the spot where the child was standing, she quickly stepped forward. One step, looked up into his eyes, and screamed at the top of her shrill voice, "My mammy's gotta have that 50 cents." The uncle stopped, looked at her for a minute, then slowly laid the barrel stave on the floor, put his hand in his pocket, took half a dollar, and gave it to her. The child took the money and slowly backed toward the door, never taking her eyes off the man whom she had just conquered. After she had gone, the uncle sat down on a box and looked out the window into space for more than 10 minutes. He was pondering with awe over the whipping he had just taken. Mr. Darby too was doing some thinking that was the first time in all his experience that he had seen a colored child deliberated master an adult white person. How did she do it? What happened to his uncle that caused him to lose his fierceness and become a docile as a lamb? What strange power did this child use that made her master over her superior? These and other similar questions flashed into Darby's mind, but he did not find the answer until years later, when he told me the story. Strangely, the story of this unusual experience was told to the author in Old Mill on the very spot where Uncle took his whipping. Strangely, too, I had devoted nearly a quarter of a century to the study of power which enabled a little child to conquer an intelligent man. As we stood there in that musty old mill, Mr. Darby repeated the story of the unusual conquest and finished by asking, what can you make of it? What strange power did that child use that so completely whipped my uncle? The answer to his question will be found in the principle described in this book. The answer is full and complete. It contains details and instructions sufficient to enable anyone to understand and happily and apply the same force which the little child accidentally stumbled, stumbled upon. Keep your mind alert, and you will observe exactly what strange power came in the rescue of the child. You will catch a glimpse of this power in the next chapter. Somewhere in this book, you will find an idea that will quicken your receptive powers and place at your command for your own benefits. This same irresistible power. The awareness of this power may come to you in the first chapter, or it may flash into your mind in some subsequent chapter. It may come in the form of single idea, or it may come in the nature of a plan or a purpose. Again, it may cause you to go back into your past experiences of failure or defeat and bring to the surface some lesson by which you can regain all that you lost through defeat. After I had described to Mr. Darby the power unwittingly used by the little child, he quickly retraced his 30 years of experience as a life insurance salesman, and frankly acknowledged that his success in that field was due, in no small degree, to lesson he had learned from the child. Mr. Darby pointed out, every time a prospect tried to bow me out without buying. I saw that child standing there in the old mill, her big eyes glaring in defiance, and I said to myself, I've got to make this sale. The better portion of all sales I have made were made after people had said no. Okay. He recalled he recalled to his mistake in having stopped only 3 feet from the goal, but he said that experience was blessing in disguise. It taught me to keep on keeping going. It taught to me to keep on keeping on, no matter how hard the going may be, a lesson I needed to learn before I could succeed in anything. This story of Mr. Darby and his uncle, the colored child, and the gold mine doubtless will be read by the hundreds of the men who take their living by selling life insurance, and to all of these the author wishes to offer the suggestion that Darby owes to these two experiences his ability to sell more than $1 million of life insurance every day. Life is strange and often imponderable. Both the successes and the failures have their roots in simple experiences. Mr. Darby's experiences were commonplace and simple enough, yet they held the answer to his destiny in life. Therefore, they were as important to him as life itself. He profited by these two dramatic experiences because he analyzed them and found the lesson they taught. But what of the man who has neither of the time nor the inclination to study failure in search of knowledge that may lead to success? Where Where and how is he to learn the art of converting defeat into stepping stones to opportunity? In answer to these questions, in this book was written. The answer called for a description of 13 principles, but remember, as you read the answer, you may be seeking the questions which have caused you to ponder over the strangeness of life may be found in your own mind through some idea, plan, or purpose which may spring into your mind as you read. One sound idea is all that one needs to achieve success. The principle described in this book contain the best and the most practical of all that is known concerning ways and means of creating useful ideas. Before we go any further in our approach to the description of these principles, we believe you are entitled to receive this important suggestion. When riches begin to come, they come so quickly, in such great abundance, that one wonder where they have been hiding during all those lean years. This is an astounding statement, and all the more so when we take into the consideration the popular belief that riches come only to those who work hard and long. When you begin to think and grow rich, you will observe that riches begin with the state of mind, with definiteness of purpose, with little or no hard work. You and every person ought to be interested in knowing how to acquire that state of mind which will attract riches. I spent 25 years in research analyzing more than 25,000 people because I too wanted to know how wealthy men become in that way. Without that research, this book could not have been written. Here, take a notice of a very significant truth. The business description started in 1929 and continued on to an all-time record of destruction until sometime after President Roosevelt entered office. Then the depression began to fade into nothingness. Just as an electrician in a theater raises the lights so gradually that darkness is transmuted into light before you realize it. So did the spell of fear in the minds of the people gradually fade away and become faith. Observe very closely. As soon as you master the principles of this philosophy and begin to follow the instructions for applying those principles, your financial status will begin to improve, and everything you touch will begin to transmute itself into an asset for yourself, for your benefit. Impossible? Not at all. One of the main weaknesses of mankind is an average man's familiarity with the word impossible. He knows all the rules which will not work. He knows all the things which cannot be done. This book was written for those who seek the rules which have made others successful and are willing to